G'day everyone, welcome to Matt Hill Scar Models, and yes, it's the final reveal of that old Revell F4U Corsair F4U-1D 1/72 scale. This is the 1960s tooling kit that I've done a bit of a video build on. So yep, she's done, and I must say I had a real fun time doing this kit. While I've been building this kit, I've found out a few things about the markings that I've got. The markings that I have got for this kit is not an operational aircraft used by Pappy Boynton. These decals on here that came in the set that I had for microscale are for a photograph, a promotional aircraft. If I knew that at the time, I would have built my aircraft in pretty shipshape condition and moulded it on a bit of tarmac, with try to make a little figure up that looked like Boynton as part of the promotional shoot. However, I've sort of weather beaten this. It's my first attempt to try to get a weather beaten effect out of a US Marine Pacific Second World War aircraft. A few techniques that I have picked up by watching YouTube channels as well as reading a few books. The secret with weathering is always don't be afraid to try something. This kit costs nothing. A bit of time and effort, same with scratch building. It's cost nothing, a bit of time, a little bit of effort, and just see how it goes. I find with the weathering part, if you are a little bit worried about it, and if you've got a camera, like even your mobile phone camera, take a photo of it and you can sort of see a lot of things as you might see now. You can see how your weathering effect is going. But virtually my effects were done using Ultimate Model Wash dark clay based oil wash. I don't care whose product it is, I'll just use whatever I think's good. Ultimate works well for me. And then I just had some normal everyday $2 oil paint set, the cheapest one that was at the store. I find if you prepare it the same way as other Winsor Newton paints, they're not really good for doing figures and stuff, but they're good for weathering aircraft. So I use a combination of some white and some blue, just to break up the weathering base, and then go back over the sponge technique on my bit of silver chipping. Now I found with the silver chipping, I'll just turn them around a little bit here, show you another angle. Oops. If you build your aircraft and then go ahead and chip it, and then that's the finished result, I find it doesn't look quite right. If you chip your aircraft first after the paint job is just put on, and then put your wash and everything over it, and then you're fading, it sort of blends that silver in. It doesn't look so stark, but it still shows some wear and tear on the aircraft. That's still, the wear and tear is old wear and tear. The other thing that I try to do was not to make the weathering symmetrical. You'll see some panel lines are faded more than others. You'll see I try to get some of that ribbing lines through the fading of the panels, to try to replicate where the panels are a little bit up and down through stress and the riveting process and just the way the aircraft was manufactured. The decals I used from the box, the ones in my spare box, I do know now why they were in the spare box. They were horrible. These micro scale ones here at the front, the kill markings, the 86, the Lucille decals were absolutely easy, fantastic to put down. The landing lights cut into the wings during construction stage, using spare sprue, clear sprue, cutting the wing section out, gluing it in with a silver back, and then sanding and polishing. Came up well on this aircraft. Mind you, the wingtips on the front on these edges were quite thin. the base I've had made up. It's been used on a couple of projects, so I'll just put it on the space just to show you guys. The extra added detail to the engine worked out well. The only thing that I wasn't really happy with and I couldn't fix it in the end is the exhaust staining underneath. I might have to try to do something about that in the end. But the blue underneath, and I'm still, sorry, look at that, it's not quite finished. I've got to put that landing light in. Look at that, Matt, you've forgotten. But the homemade exhausts have come up okay. Added some Tamiya weathering powders. The wheels that I got in the kit out of the old Helldiver, made some aluminium centres for these, and they've come up okay. The landing gears come up okay. So look, for what it is, I'm really happy the way it turned out. I'd also like to thank you all for your kind comments and your support, and the comments really help. Do you want to do something else, an older kid on Facebook and YouTube, because there's some magnificent work out there, guys, and I love all your work. I like doing some of these old kits because I find that it takes me back to when I was younger, but also it encourages people to build something in the stash. You don't need the best kit in the world to have a crack at this hobby. You can build something that you like from what you can get. It's just the way we're brought up. But until next time, thank you. Take care, everyone. Hope your projects are going well for you. As our Wood would say, you're all having trouble-free time. Love the support and the new subscribers. So, yep, a little bit of effort. You can get a good result from an old kit. And catch us later for the next build. Bye.